The Amazing World of Gumball isn't just any cartoon. It's a series that constantly pushes boundaries, mixes animation styles, parodies everything from movies to internet memes, and never hesitates to get weird. One of the boldest tricks it pulls off is breaking the fourth wall, that invisible barrier between the characters and us, the audience. Instead of pretending their world is real, the characters sometimes admit they're in a show, or worse, they mess with the show itself. Today, we're diving deep into 4 of the wildest times Gumball and his friends completely shattered the fourth wall. We'll break down what happened, why it worked, and how it added to the show's reputation as one of the most inventive cartoons ever made. Let's start with the tape. On the surface, this episode is about Gumball and Darwin deciding to make their own action movie. But what makes it special is how they go beyond just playing pretend. They point out all the little cliches we see in real action films. Shaky cam fights, dramatic slow motion, fake stunts, and of course, explosions that make no sense. At one point, Darwin calls out how cheap everything looks, which is hilarious, because we can see the bad effects too. They even use toys and kitchen supplies to fake props, as if they're showing us a behind-the-scenes look at movie magic. It's not just parody, it's meta-commentary. The boys know they're making a bad film, and they want us to laugh at how ridiculous it all looks. This is fourth wall breaking done with pure charm. Gumball and Darwin invite us into their imagination, while at the same time poking fun at Hollywood. And because the whole episode is framed like a home video, it feels like we're watching the bloopers reel of their lives. It's self-aware comedy at its finest. Next up is the disaster. This episode is infamous among fans, and for good reason. Gumball's enemy Rob discovers the universal remote, a device that controls not just TVs, but the entire cartoon itself. With one click, he can pause Gumball mid-sentence, rewind embarrassing moments, or even fast-forward through scenes. One of the funniest moments is when Gumball realizes what's happening. Instead of playing dumb, he actually yells at Rob to stop messing with the show. That line is pure fourth wall gold. Gumball admits he's a character, and he's aware that Rob is tampering with the cartoon we're watching. The comedy here comes from how frustrating it would be to have someone constantly rewinding your life. Rob forces Gumball to repeat mistakes, skips over his best lines, and humiliates him on purpose. It's like the show is trolling its own main character, and then, in classic Gumball style, the joke gets bigger. Rob rewinds too far and collapses the timeline, which literally destroys Elmore. The glitch-ridden ending of the disaster doesn't just end the episode, it sets up the darker themes of the next season. That's how powerful a single fourth wall break can be in this show. It doesn't just make you laugh, it changes the story forever. Now we head into the void. This episode is legendary because it takes the concept of animation mistakes and turns it into an actual location. Gumball and Darwin stumble into a strange dimension called the void, a blank white space where all of the show's errors and forgotten characters are dumped. Inside, they find all kinds of weird stuff. Characters that were removed from the show, items that were badly drawn, even background designs that didn't fit. It's the writers admitting that cartoons aren't perfect, and then turning those imperfections into a story. One of the funniest moments is when Gumball and Darwin interact with deleted characters, people we've never seen before who act like they were erased from the world. Imagine being told your existence was a mistake and the writers decided to cut you. That's dark comedy at its best. What makes the void so memorable is how it blurs the line between the fictional world and the real production process. For most cartoons, mistakes are hidden. For Gumball, mistakes are canon. It's a massive fourth wall break that expands the lore of the show in a clever and unsettling way. Fans still debate what else might be hidden in the void, and if the characters could ever escape being deleted themselves.
For our last pick, we're going with The Inquisition, the series' cliffhanger finale. A live-action school superintendent shows up to fix Elmore by banning anything cartoony. One by one, students and teachers are forcibly transformed into uncanny, human-styled versions of themselves, and the show keeps pointing at the medium itself, animation versus live action, as the battleground. The twist: the superintendent is really Rob in disguise, trying a desperate plan to save everyone from an approaching collapse by moving them to the other place. Gumball and Darwin fight back, the fort crumbles, and reality literally glitches. In the closing moments, the void opens beneath the school and Rob is the first to be swallowed, an explicit meta nod to the show's end that turns cancellation into an in-universe apocalypse. It's Gumball's fourth wall shattered into confetti.
Before we wrap up, let's give an honorable mention to the puppets in this episode. The entire animation style shifts to live-action sock puppets. Instead of just going along with it, Gumball and Darwin constantly comment on how weird it feels to be made of felt. They tug on their own strings, complain about the way they move, and point out the absurdity of the change. It's not just a fun visual gag. It's another example of how Gumball isn't afraid to point directly at the audience and say, "We know this is a cartoon, and we're going to mess with it." And these were 4 of the biggest times Gumball didn't just break the fourth wall, but completely smashed it. From making cheap action movies, to fighting over a remote control, to exploring the void, and finally watching their world collapse. The Wattersons proved over and over that they know they're in a cartoon. The Amazing World of Gumball is full of these meta moments, and that's what makes it such a standout in modern animation. So which fourth wall break is your favorite? Did we miss one that blew your mind? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more cartoon deep dives. Until next time, stay weird and keep watching the strangest cartoon stories.